Hello everyone. I will now begin with the land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge the treaty lands and territory of the Williams Treaty Nations and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. We also recognize that Dufferin County is the traditional territory of the Wendat and the Haudenosaunee and is home to many Indigenous people today. Welcome to this very exciting moment here in Orangeville. My name is Heather Savage. I am the General Manager of the Community Services Department with the Town of Orangeville, and I am grateful for this role every day. Next year, our community will embark on an exciting project, the redevelopment of Rotary Park, which opened in 1980s when kids rode their bikes for hours, climbed the precarious monkey bars, and returned home when the streetlights came on. This project will allow people of all ages and all abilities to be carefree, entertained, and engaged. The Rotary Park redevelopment is broken down into 7 phases, which will ultimately transform this central hub into a destination for Dufferin County. It will also support 3 high-density residential developments, all happening within 1.5 kilometers from this park. Today we celebrate phases 3 and 4, improvements to the racquetball, playground amenities, and trail connections. I would now like to invite MPP Sylvia Jones to the podium to share her remarks.
Thank you, Heather, and Minister Lumsden. Welcome to Dufferin-Caledon. It's always wonderful to be able to host my caucus colleagues and cabinet ministers here for good news, and today is absolutely good news. So because of our commitment as a government, because of Premier Ford's leadership, we are able to announce today that the redevelopment of Rotary Park will be supported by your provincial government in the tune of $1.2 million. And while that investment is absolutely critical, and I know from speaking to the mayor has allowed this project to be expedited and move forward, I also want to call out the Rotary Club. You know, this wouldn't have happened if they hadn't stepped up and wanted to be part of that redevelopment. So to the Rotary Club, to the members, to the leadership, thank you for your commitment to our community, our region. We were talking earlier about when Premier Ford asked me to serve as the Minister of Health. We often talk about the need to show progress and to leverage partnerships and to celebrate success. And I think today is an example of all of those 3 things. So without the Rotary Club, without the town of Orangeville, without Minister Lumsden's commitment as the Minister of Sport, this would not have been able to proceed. So congratulations. I know it will be money well spent, and many families for decades to come will benefit. And with that, it is my honor to welcome to the podium my friend, my colleague, Minister Lumsden, who is responsible for the Ministry of Sport. Thank you.
Thank you. I was going to hug you, but
You bring 1.2?
That's all for a hug at 1.2? That's pretty good. Good morning, everyone. How is everyone on this fabulous, outstanding day? Yeah? And there's good reason. Other than the weather, it is, look, it's a real privilege to be beside my colleague, MPP Jones, and the mayor, and everyone is here because, and I'm glad you talked about the Premier, because this conversation with me and the Premier went back months and months and months about saying we need to invest in our communities. We need to help build our communities. And part of that building in a community is sport and recreation. There's a lot of other things that take a focus and attention, and I understand that. But when it comes to the people, when it comes to getting people active, young people involved in sport and recreation, it serves them well throughout their life when they stay engaged. At the end of the day, it will help the health system by keeping the young people active, engaged, and aside from the other pieces I'll talk about in a second, and wanting to do more as they get older. The more active you stay, the healthier you are. And we want to see that. And we also want to be able to have people understand that through sport and recreation, young people learn lessons that they can't learn anywhere else. And I don't say that school's not important and those other pieces of their environment aren't important, but sport delivers on things that can only happen through sport and recreation. The leadership, working with people, understanding that things can be hard sometimes. It's worth working for at the end of the day, especially when in a team situation, which a lot of them are, or environments where you have support with your family, it's worth putting the work in to get things done. Because as someone told me a long time ago, in team sport, I work hard for the people around me, not for myself. And these are lessons you can't get anywhere else in sport. So the more we continue to drive sport into communities and recreation, the better and stronger our communities are going to be. And I'd also like to thank everyone who was involved in putting in the application. They did a fabulous job. It's a competition, and they were clearly successful in that competition. And I really look forward to the end result. And the end result to me is past the bricks and mortar, past the people working in communities to build something, it's what happens then and how it will continue on for years and years. And I'm really proud of what the Community Sport and Recreation Infrastructure Fund has done in this province, and we will continue to push that along because we need to do more. And as I've said before, and I will say it again, one of the things we do in our ministry and other ministries, and Minister Jones certainly will agree with this, is we're trying to make things better. That's the purpose. And in our situation, making things better through the Community Sport and Recreation Infrastructure Fund impacts more than just the satisfying people who love sport and recreation. It's about the community. Stronger communities, stronger province. We got both of those in line, and we're going to keep working at it. And now it's a great pleasure for me to introduce the mayor. We've had a chance to meet before, and we had a great conversation, and really it's a real treat to ask Mayor Lisa Post to come up to the podium.
Thank you so much, Minister. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I love a Good News Friday announcement more than anything else, so thank you both for being here. I want to start by thanking Minister Lumsden, Minister Jones, and the Province of Ontario for their continued support of the town of Orangeville. I really also want to thank our community partners who've supported this initiative since the beginning. You've just recently heard some of the details of what it will mean for Rotary Park, but I want to take a moment to talk about what this will actually mean for our community. Parks and recreational spaces are more than just places to play. They're places where friendships are formed, where families spend time together, and where people of all ages and abilities can feel connected. Rotary Park has been that kind of gathering space for Orangeville for decades, and these upgrades will help ensure that it remains vibrant and accessible for many years to come. With this investment in particular, we'll see our tennis courts renewed, new pickleball courts created, and we know our pickleball community is dying for that to happen. There's also the addition of an accessible public washroom, improved paved parking to make the park easier for everyone to enjoy, and of course, enhanced trail connections to encourage even more active transportation throughout this corridor of town specifically. These changes are going to open the door for more residents to be active, to try something new, and to connect with each other in a welcoming and inclusive environment. On behalf of Town Council, and thank you for my colleagues for joining me today, I want to extend our sincere thanks to the province for recognizing the value of projects like this, projects that strengthen the fabric of our community, support healthy living, and create spaces that bring us all together. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see these improvements take shape, and I know that the people of Orangeville will enjoy them for many years to come. Thank you so much again to the province for your commitment in our community, and I would like to now invite Heather Savage back to the podium for closing remarks.
Thank you, Mayor Lisa Post. There is no bigger community champion I know than you. And thank you, Minister Lumsden and Minister Jones, for supporting our vision here in Orangeville. This project would not have been made possible, as we mentioned earlier, without the support of the Rotary Club of Orangeville, the Orangeville Tennis Club, who's been here for 39 years, and Orfilco, the Orangeville Filipino community, as well as the Parks and Recreation staff who pour their heart into this place and all the other parks across the town every day. This 22-acre park has a lot of history and has seen much growth over the years. And to think, this park is about to get even more thrilling. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody. That concludes today's announcement.